So we've seen every team in the WPL now. We have seen our first last over thriller or cliffhanger, if you want to call it that. We've seen Gujarat Giants lose 2-2, and I'm going to start with the last over because for the first time we've also seen wides and no balls challenged with DRS. And until that last over, I was a fan of the law or the rule, and now I can't stand it because it should not have happened. They clearly spent a lot of time on the second one, and it shouldn't have been wide, and this just opens the whole Pandora's box, doesn't it? Should you be challenging wides in the same way that you challenge wickets? I didn't like it.
I see, going just by the examples today, forget yesterday's, which was not really subjective. We saw a number of them today. One was Jemima's. Yeah. There were 2 or 3 in the second game.
Pretty cool technology. I like the arrows that way and Jemima sitting down. I'm not sure. Anyway.
That was a good one actually, because in real time I thought that's certainly a no ball. Yeah. And the replays using ball tracking, which we have seen for the first time for this kind of review, it turned out it was certainly not a no ball. But the reviews that were used in the second game, and it kept extending the game in the last over, that's how it's going to be in the IPL also, taking all the matches to the next day.
2 a.m.
Yes, exactly. So I'm still on the fence.
But you'd rather have that than Praveen Amre and MS Dhoni walking
around on the field while they are supposed to be in the dugout.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think this should be the kind of thing that the umpires figure out between them and not subject to challenge. But regardless, we saw the downside to that too. The subjectivity where a TV umpire is given that as a wide, where I think the on-field umpire herself would have been pretty happy with her on-field call. You like it, Zina? I
actually do till the last over, but I still think this is an interesting addition. And we've seen some bad calls really change matches, and the IPL fact is true, but I think new technology we should keep our minds open. Maybe there needs to be a rule where the amount of time taken or something about whether this is a part of your dismissal reviews.
Yeah, keep that separate.
Yeah, like so there's some fine-tuning required, but I think this is interesting and probably important also, especially in bigger matches.
Yeah, especially the one we saw in the last over just now when Grace Harris was batting. It was nowhere close to 15 seconds. It felt like 15 hours they were taking to review that.
Yeah. We were discussing this, right? You brought us back to an interview that Simon Toffel did with Nagaraj, as in Nagaraj did with Simon Toffel. Could have won the other
You never know.
Yeah. But the interesting point Toffel makes about why wides is different from challenging wickets.
Yeah, because in dismissals, you know for sure 3 reds or not in ball tracking.
There's no subjectivity.
There's no subjectivity, but in a wide especially, which is not for height. I mean, height also has subjectivity, but when the batter is moving around, you don't know exactly if it's certainly a wide or not. There is swing, there is seam movement.
Yeah. It's got to be like almost like VAR, where the original umpire should be able to look at that and then decide on her own or his own whether that's something that she'd still stick with. Anyway, we've taken as long as the umpires have on the challenging wides and no balls.